need to hear this story.
Once upon a chilling autumn in a small coastal town, nestled beside the vast, turbulent sea, there lived a mother named Margaret. Her life was forever altered during a field trip her daughter Lily had taken with her schoolmates to explore the mysteries of the sea. On that fateful day, the sky turned gray and ominous as a tempest brewed in the horizon. The school excursion, which had begun with laughter and excitement, ended in disaster. Lily, a sweet and lively girl of 12, was swept away by a monstrous wave while her classmates and teachers looked on helplessly. Her lifeless body was swallowed by the relentless sea. Margaret's heart broke into a million pieces when she received the news. Her grief was unbearable, and her tears seemed endless. She could not bring herself to accept the tragic reality that her beloved daughter had been taken away from her so cruelly. Weeks passed, and as autumn turned into winter, Margaret began to experience strange occurrences in her home. She would hear faint whispers of her name in the dead of night, and sometimes a damp chill would pervade the air. One evening, as she sat in the living room, she glimpsed a shadowy figure by the window, her daughter's silhouette. Margaret's heart raced as she approached the window, but the figure vanished into thin air. She was left with a sense of dread and the unmistakable scent of salt water lingering in the room. Desperate for answers, she decided to share her experiences with her closest friends and family. However, those around her could not comprehend the magnitude of her sorrow. They believed her to be overwhelmed by grief, imagining her daughter's presence as a coping mechanism. They urged her to seek professional help, convinced that her mental state was deteriorating. Margaret, torn between the longing to see her daughter again and the doubts of those she loved, began to question her sanity. The haunting persisted, and she felt herself slipping further into an abyss of sorrow and despair. One chilling night, as a tempest raged outside, Margaret heard her daughter's voice calling her from the direction of the sea. The voice was faint, as if carried on the wind, yet it was undeniably Lily's. The pull was irresistible, and Margaret followed the haunting melody to the shore. With each step closer to the sea, the wind grew stronger, and the waves more turbulent. Margaret reached the edge of the water, her heart pounding with trepidation. In the foamy surf, she saw a glimpse of her daughter, a ghostly figure with wet, shriveled skin, her eyes filled with longing. Margaret extended her trembling hand, and Lily reached out to touch her mother's fingers. Their hands met, and Margaret felt the icy coldness of the sea. For a brief moment, mother and daughter were reunited, connected by love transcending the boundaries of life and death. But the sea was relentless, and as the tide receded, Lily was pulled away, her ghostly form dissipating into the mist. Margaret was left standing alone on the desolate shore, tears mixing with the salty spray of the sea. From that night onward, Margaret's relentless search for her daughter's body continued, but the vastness of the sea kept Lily hidden beneath its depths. To those around her, she remained a grieving mother who had lost her way. But Margaret knew the truth. Her daughter's spirit was trapped between two worlds, unable to find peace. She would keep searching, braving the stormy nights, and listening for Lily's haunting whispers until the day she could finally bring her daughter home, even if it meant crossing the boundary between life and death.